to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, call the roll, please.
Hines.
Yep.
Patton.
Here.
Tyler's absent, excused, and Chapman.
Here.
All right, you have a quorum.
Okay. And we had approval of agenda for April 13.
So moved.
Support. Moved, and supported, and all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so it is approved. And then we go to approval of minutes of March 9th.
Make that motion.
Been made and all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Public comment? Scott, we're gonna keep you down to, oh, that's right, you're not public. Okay. Have no public comment, go to reports and police, Scott?
Yeah, thanks. Hopefully everybody got a chance to look at the report. I haven't been here a couple of months through the sports stuff, but I'm here today, so. Let's see, I'm still working on EVs. I don't know if you mentioned it last board meeting. Got a tribal grant for 2 AEDs for the patrol cars. We were given one several years back. And it kind of works from time to time. We had to buy a new battery for it. That was kind of the agreement. They gave us the AED, we just paid for batteries. It died, and with the changeover and EMS and stuff like that, I went to them and said, hey, can you guys order a battery and we pay for it because you probably get a better deal. It's kind of your AED. And they're like, well, we can't do that. And I'm like, no. So I just wrote a grant, and we got basically enough money to buy 2 of them for the 2 patrol cars. So I did get a hold of somebody that's supposed to kind of cut us a deal. We got $3,000, and he said, we could probably make it work. So he was kind of going to cut us a deal because we're like 2 of them. And that'll put 2 brand new AEDs in both the cars, so we don't have to worry about switching them over. And they'll be ours, so we own them. And they're, I've been a police officer for 31 years. I probably used them about 3 times or so, but when you need them, they're nice to have. So,
Especially for the person who needs it.
well, especially because we're there a lot quicker than EMS can get there, so which is kind of nice. So that's kind of a good thing. Once I do purchase the AEDs, all you got to do is simply just give them a bill back and send them a nice letter saying thank you. This is how we spent the money. So it's kind of really simple.
You said that there's 2 AEDs per car?
No. We have 2 separate cars.
Oh, okay.
When I switch cars, and I switch them up like every week and just kind of keep them
Yeah,
moving around. But sometimes that takes some stuff out of one, but it's one less thing I have to take out of the car. It's just nice to know that, oh shoot, can I put it in the other car? It's nice to have it there. So, both the cars are pretty much about 95% equipped, self-sufficient. There's a couple things I have to take out of each car every time I switch it, just a few things. So, the money's sitting in an account. Once I get the AEDs purchased and billed, and it just comes out of that account. So. The money, I should say the check they gave us is sitting in the account. So, nothing else. School, I heard yesterday that 6 weeks and be done with school, so it will be summertime. So, any questions?
No.
Okay, thanks.
I don't.
Sam, you got,
Sam Jr. They say the first hit's free.
Go ahead, Sammy.
Yeah, I got some highlights of the month. I want to continue on the park electric box going forward. Rob, Silk, and Art, they've got their part done, and it was inspected yesterday. So next week, we're going to start running the lines to each site. Then I believe I think around the 9th or 10th is when consumers are gonna come run their poll. So we should be, if everything goes right, we should be good to go for spring.
Great.
I got 1 day of street sweeping in, I'm continuing on that as weather allows. And then, we're getting metering,
Conference.
so I'm trying to get them done for them.
You're always gone somewhere.
I know.
All right.
Shazam. Okay.
Oh, I see bathrooms are up and cleaned, and I see they got cleaned today.
Oh yeah, Sir Pro came today and cleaned the bathroom, so I told them they won't be able to do that every year, run a shower, but for this year, they want to start.
Power wash things.
Oh yeah, they got
Cleaned or whatever.
nitty gritty, yeah,
Good,
Okay, good.
good.
but it was a little expensive, so.
A little.
Yeah,
What's a little expensive?
like $3,000.
Okay, I don't have any correspondence.
Yeah, 6 bathrooms, they did them all.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
500 apiece.
it's not
Oh,
bad.
that isn't bad.
Yeah.
Committee reports.
I wanted to ask John a question. So, we've got porta potties scheduled to go in at the softball fields?
No, that's the school.
Right, the school,
Yep.
and so the school is going to be covering the cost of the porta potties during the school year, and then once summer starts, the village is gonna cover the cost, right? Is that, or
If-
until July?
If the village decides to do porta johns there.
Okay. Alright, but for during little.
During softball, the school's paying for it,
Right,
and then
Who's doing it, do you know?
whoever the school uses, I don't know who they use,
At your service?
maybe,
I just wondered.
What did we do last summer up there? Did we just, because I remember we shut them down.
the Little League promised that they would take care of the bathrooms, and it didn't happen
They
again,
didn't
so.
do it.
Right, so, this year, yeah, I think probably what you guys wanna do.
Okay.
but for now, the school.
But for now, the school's paying for it until middle of June.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's also too many people with keys for the place, you know, it might not have been Little League, I mean,
Right.
almost everybody had the keys, so. Same change the locks on it, so maybe that will give Little League another shot, I don't know, it's up to you guys, but
But we'll be talking about that next month.
yes.
All right, Mike, street sidewalk?
Okay, the only thing I have is that we were supposed to inspect the red bricks and all that sort of thing. And we didn't do it because weather didn't cooperate. We had snow and the sand's gone. So next week, hopefully on Friday, according to the weather forecast, the weather will be okay. And we can do an inspection then.
Friday.
Well, we're gonna try for it.
Okay.
I'm gonna check the forecast, first of the week and see what it looks like. But tentatively Friday.
That's good, yeah. Let's not do it Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Do you want to be included on the email?
Yeah, you can include,
Or do you just get Sam's email here at the village?
I can get them both.
Well, if you get
I can give you
the,
my email if you'd like.
if you get the DPW email, then you'll know. So, okay. I'll just leave it at that. Because in the future, you're gonna use that email anyway, so. Okay, but that's all I got.
Okay, and sewer, water, Rob?
Nothing except the rate increases always.
Okay. And law enforcement, Scott covered everything there. What is it? And communications, Skip?
We'll talk about it later on in the.
Okay. Finance, Brian?
I've been discussing with Andrew a little bit, possibly in the future, doing direct deposit on paychecks. We won't do it for a while, but he's gonna do some research and see how to go about it. Probably when a couple of the old timers retire, we'll probably start the possibility of doing it. I wasn't here last month. I had a new grandchild born. But as I looked back at the minutes on last month's meeting, Motion by Tyler, supported by Chapman to pay ARPA premium pay for the clerk in the amount of $2,000. I have no problem with that at all. I think it's well earned, but I know it's gonna be discussed next month. And I think that there's 4 other employees that should get that bonus check next month also. Next month, I will make a motion to pay the other 4 people, Scott, Jeff, Steve, and Sam. And that's all I have, thanks.
Okay. And let's see where we are. Michelle?
Parks and Public Property, looks like the pavilion, people are wanting to, they're booking the pavilions ahead for this upcoming summer. Electricals clicking along for the camp, for the campground. The only other thing I have is actually with communications, and that is, I would like to get the council's approval to write a grant maybe with the 2% revenue sharing for a sign that we can put outside the village offices that would be similar to the signs that are outside the high school and Ellsworth Community School. That would be a place to post notices such as a boil water notice or upcoming council meetings or, community events. I think for the public safety aspect, yes, Scott?
Like a digital one or something?
Something like that, yeah. Not like the Blue Pelican where it's scrolling or anything like that, but just a sign that if there's a boil water advisory, we can post it there digitally and notify the community of important events that way. Because one thing that we've been discussing in communications is, how do you get the word out to everybody? And there are many populations who have different ways of getting their information if they get any information. So I thought that if I could possibly get the village's approval, write the grant, get the grant, that might be a good way to communicate important community events, village events.
It's a great idea.
Which I have one thing that I'm just gonna bring up again, just because the property we own on the river, whatever, River Park, whatever you wanna call it.
Right.
Can we use some of the COVID money possibly for a sign and a parking area and maybe I don't wanna call it a dock, but a platform to fish off of there?
Right, I know that we've been considering that, and I don't know what the latest update is with the COVID stuff, but we should have a Parks and Rec meeting and,
We did that too late last year to make anything happen. We need to move on that,
Right.
Otherwise it will just sit
Right.
there.
so
It's a
let's,
great spot. I mean, I don't know if you guys have walked down to the river there, but it's a great spot.
Andrew, can you use COVID money for that?
No, yeah, you can use it for any government function now.
so let's meet before our next meeting and then ask to have that
Okay,
considered,
thank you.
so.
You're gonna work on a cost
Of the,
of the project?
It was
sign project
very,
or park
it was,
project?
other than the sign for that park, Sam thought he could put in the platform, so obviously we'll have labor, as a cost, but, some womanized boards, and Sam thought he could push in poles with a backhoe, and he thought he could put in a gravel parking area, take the topsoil out and put in a gravel parking area. So really, the cost is relatively insignificant. The sign will probably cost as much as the platform that he builds down on the lake,
we'll have more information for you next meeting with specific numbers.
Thank you.
Roger, where's the president's report? He left me nothing, so
Um,
that's a good thing.
Perfect.
Could I backtrack just a second?
Sure.
John, have you heard anything about a meeting with the contractor regarding the M88 paving?
We're still waiting on a meeting, pre-meeting
Oh.
date.
Oh, okay,
It's supposed to be coming up, but they have not put a date out yet.
okay, thank you.
Okay, approval of bills. Prepaid $52,403.83. Payroll $24,183.26. for a total of $76,587.09.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills as presented.
Second.
Drake,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Hines,
Yes.
Penn,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay.
Jennifer Hodges had something come up today, so she's not gonna be able to make it, but she'll be here next month when everybody's back.
New business, Jennifer Hodges will be here. Okay, and we got action items here, approved water rate increase in accordance with the water survey conducted by Michigan Rural Water Association.
So currently, we're at $29.91 a month, or $29.91 a quarter. So that would go up about a little over $4.36 a quarter. Is what the base fee will go up, because that hasn't been raised in quite a while. So that's going up from 91 cents per thousand gallons to $1.75 per thousand gallons. You guys can adjust it. It's just a recommendation from the Rural Water Association. It's nothing that's mandated or anything, but that's what they recommend to keep us afloat.
So to speak.
Yes.
The problem is we don't keep up with this and don't make raises regularly. It's gonna be a big hit. People aren't gonna like it, but realistically, we have to be more responsible.
Should have been responsible years ago.
Well, no time like now to start. That's right.
Well, when the rural water
Yeah.
says that you need to raise your rates.
You either that or you gotta quit doing it.
I'd like to make a motion to raise the rates.
I got a question, Ralph. On the 34.25, is that like a base rate? And then
That's the
for
base rate, right?
up to 1,000 gallons of water,
Right.
and then after that 1,000, then the other rate
Right.
goes in. Okay. Just so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to raise the water rates as suggested by the Rural Water Association.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, any further discussion? Clerk, you call
Roll
the
call.
roll, please.
Alright. Drake,
Yeah.
Fox,
Yes.
Hines.
Yes.
Penn,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the lease renewal with the township based on the place we need to have a meeting.
Yeah, I agree with that. We don't get,
As long as we are guaranteed if we leave early, we get the money back.
Yes.
I would like to request it in writing,
I
like
would
a written addendum to this lease. Is that,
Okay, we're not gonna agree.
they have a contract that we can't approve it without, we can't amend it without they do it, so. We
When is it due, Andrew? When's our?
We can't vote on it.
April 1st.
April.
Yeah, we can't vote it now. We need to
So
do that
we're
now.
living without a lease right now. yeah.
We can certainly request that, but. if we're
well,
gonna-
I don't want to renew a lease if we're gonna, because it's paid up front, right? We pay the whole
What is
amount.
it by the month?
Well, yes,
It was, I think,
I didn't see it on.
It says
No,
towards
she-
the end, paid 90, let's see.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, right at the beginning.
Where you at?
At the
Well,
beginning.
the township clerk told our clerk.
Oh,
that
by the month, oh, that's for the year.
She
Yeah.
would refund the.
yeah, she said she would.
I didn't see anything.
So
Well, they used to have it by the
That's
month.
not a problem. I'm sure she will.
Well, it's not written.
I guess before you hand them a check, get something in writing saying that they'll prorate the lease,
So,
right? Before you hand it to them.
yeah, I guess to play devil's advocate, it's kind of hard since I'm on the township, but I would refund it. But if they say no, then what do we do?
Correct.
Well, all
I
right.
mean, because
If they say no,
If they say
no,
they're
no,
not-
they're not gonna refund it. Then
Well,
what
if
do
they
we do?
say they won't put it in writing, what are you gonna do?
Like,
We'll ask them to go by the month. What are they-
yeah, well, that's what I mean, I just don't know what the other four might say.
But your per month rate is different than your.
Yes.
Right.
The year is
I think
cheaper.
it's good enough that the clerk said she would agree.
I disagree.
Let me ask another question.
Can we then approve the contract tending on Andrew get it in writing that they will refund the remaining amount?
Yeah.
I don't think there's gonna be any remaining amount the way it's going anyways. I think we're gonna use it all, I think. I'm not
Well,
kidding you.
that was my question. When is this building going to be complete?
Well, Andrew has done an excellent job in the last month trying to get contractors and subcontractors lined up.
Yeah.
Now we're progressing along.
Mhm.
I'm thinking we're gonna be in there by early fall.
I'd like to. I mean, that's realistic.
You know, we're waiting on contractors like everybody is, but
Mhm.
I think it's gonna be
I don't know what.
September.
The inside will be done by September, I
Exactly.
assume. The outside probably will be next year still.
Yeah.
But,
But we
the
can move
inside,
in.
we can move in with the outside not done yet. I mean, it's not gonna look as pretty as it will, but, you know, at least we can have a home.
Right.
I hope.
Okay, we need to do something with this, whether we're gonna.
I mean, or you guys can wait till we have our meeting next week and see
There you
what
go.
happens.
Let's put it on hold.
Next week, next May,
So
or
township
next
has their meeting.
month.
The township has our meeting next week.
Oh, the township, oh, okay.
And Andrew will request, we would like a written agreement. You okay with that, Michelle?
Mhm.
And then,
Ralph?
I mean, I can also ask them to come back with a month-to-month lease and whatever else. So.
Mhm.
We're already late anyway, so 13 days.
Yeah.
Are they gonna evict us?
What's the other day?
You fine with that, Ralph? Yeah, I don't have a good solution today. I don't like the fact, I know we can laugh that we're 13 days late, but that's not a precedent that we should have, if we were gonna ask to bend the lease, we should have been more on the ball. So it kind of makes us the,
Should have done it 2
Well,
months
when
ago.
did you get it?
yeah.
Last month, like end of March, when our.
Oh, after our meeting was over.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But we would know when it expires. We should know, and I mean, if we're gonna ask somebody that's renting agreement that you've had in the past, I think we should have been more proactive, but can't do anything about that now. I don't have a good solution. The only thing mentally, I'm thinking we need to give them a check for something right now. That's my mental, I mean, I don't care what it is, but a 6-month lease, what if we? I mean,
divide the by 6?
6-month lease, when I was talking that you do it for 5,000, which is just over half. I mean, rounding on the half.
Let's do that.
I would rather do that. So that gives us 6 months lease, that puts us to October. And then if we have to month after that, because even if the building's ready the 1st of September, which I think will be pushing things, it's gonna take time to get Andrew moved and
Oh,
everything.
absolutely. Scott moved.
I'd rather do that than a month to month, because the month to month will cost us more in the end.
All right, so I'll submit a lease back to the township for approval for 6 months for $5,000.
You know, with a check, hand them a check, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
so that we're paying our bill.
Yeah.
That's what we should do.
Yeah.
I
So we
think
have a motion on the table there that
we gotta do.
it didn't get a second, did it?
No.
So it dies, right?
No.
Or you can amend the motion.
We can amend it to exactly what we just said.
I'd like to make a motion to offer the
You'd like
township,
to amend this motion, this,
either way.
this is already on the docket, the other one wasn't.
Okay, but I can't amend somebody else's motion, right?
It was your motion.
It was mine,
Yeah.
okay. So I would like to amend the motion to offer the township a 6-month lease for $5,000, pending their approval, of course, but I'd
I'll
like to
support
give them
that.
a check with the lease.
Yeah, support by Fred.
Did I say that? You can straighten it
Yeah, I
around.
got it.
Andrew.
I think
Yep,
that's
6-month lease for
that's-
$5,000,
Yeah.
effective April 1st.
With the intent to do month by month after.
If needed.
If needed, yeah. They pretty much had that in here anyway, that we could negotiate months after, the way I read it. Didn't I read
Yeah,
that right?
that's in there, yeah.
So,
That's kind of how we went right now without
Right.
the leases, because it has that in there.
Okay. Clerk, will you call the roll for that?
Drake,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Hines.
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Ring,
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Alrighty, and we're, turn the page, we approve, newsletter. April, May water bill. Need a newsletter that
Yeah.
goes with
Everybody's got a copy of the newsletter. This will go
the.
on the back.
Yep, the backside of it.
Backside of the water bill. And this top portion, will be part of the perforated part that they return the water bill and then they can check this off. If so choose.
Whoever wrote this is very good.
It is.
Good job, Michelle.
Yeah, good job.
Michelle? Good job.
And
Very good.
so are we really gonna call or text everybody in the village?
We had,
No.
there
No, there's a service, it's 9 cents a text or call. And so if the entire village signed up for it, it'd be $72 for when we had to notify them.
Okay.
So,
What about multiple properties in one owner? It would-
yeah, so I mean, 72 would be the max.
Okay.
And it's called like text to all or, something hokey. But
basically, this was, just to collect some information from the people to, so we can get the, boil water out there faster or.
That
So
that was my
somebody-
concern as well, Ralph. I was like, if there's a boil of water, that means something's going on and we don't have time to sit here and call 50 numbers, so.
right.
Right.
So that we can call and leave them, like we leave a voicemail and then it calls them and when they answer it, plays it for them.
Similar to what the school uses to,
Okay.
announce
Like-
snow days or whatever.
I mean, as often as we have a boil water advisory, it's, a pretty insignificant extra cost, so.
Compared to what the cost could be if we don't get the word out to everybody.
Well, theoretically, every town has water stuff and very few of them are communicating in this way
Well, we're gonna be better than everybody else.
and have less money.
If you need a donation of $72, we
Yep.
can collect pop cans.
I don't mind collecting them as long as you'll be the ones feeding the machine, Michelle.
I've got kids that do that.
Okay, so we're approving the newsletter.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the newsletter.
Second.
Moved and Supported, all in
Yes.
favor?
Yeah.
Opposed? Okay, so. Approve replacing the flags on the pole.
Our AMVET's post about 5 years ago took over placing the flags on the streetlight poles for holidays, different, 4th of July stuff, Veterans Day, stuff like that. And we've been storing the flags downstairs at the AMVET's hall, and it's time for new flags. The flags that we have on there now, a gentleman here in town donated them to him. He bought them for us. So we're looking at about $30 a flag. We probably need we got probably about 15 flags. So I would make a motion to purchase new flags.
So that's about $450, is that?
Yeah.
what it is? Okay.
So
Bring it, Lou.
you would know where does the money come from?
Me. Parks and public spaces. Are they made in America? If we're,
They will
okay.
be made in USA flags.
Because when the government buys a flag, it has to be made in America.
Ours will be,
Inflation, okay.
Who in the world ever come up with that common sense?
Yeah.
ours will be.
It is a
made
law.
in the USA.
What they have to do with law?
Yeah,
Oh. Are you positive about the $30 price?
Alright,
Is that, I mean, then that would be for within the downtown area? Because I wonder if the Downtown Development Authority, budget would be the place. Or not.
could be, but they don't have as much money as the parks.
Okay, that's fine.
You know, they should last 5 years, so we take them down in the winter time. We're gonna have the DPW crew. We had trouble the last few years with some of the pipe clamps on there. They're sticking out, the flags are getting caught, so they're gonna go in there and kind of trim them down a little bit so they're not so catchy.
Way to go.
Like the flag in front of Bachman's, every time I walk by, I have to pull it down.
Or whips you in the head.
Or your whips in the head, yeah.
okay, do we need that, I guess we do have to have a motion for
I
that.
move we purchase, new flags for the AMVets to install or the DPW?
We will install
For the AMVets to install at the cost of $30 per flag. Or approximately, how many flags?
15,
15,
$450.
$450.
Second.
You want a roll call?
I guess so.
All right. Drake,
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
Hines.
Yes.
Penn,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes,
motion carries.
alrighty. And old business. Public comment? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
There you go, I'll get
So
that.
moved, I'll support.
Yeah, all in favor?
All right, well done, Bill, this is a new world record.
There you go.
31 minutes.
There you go.